Doing improv. Well done. Hi, I'm Christian, and we'll do.
Hi, I'm Don Sloven.
And to get us started, and you are. It's 11 o'clock here at my place, and you are.
Yeah. Oh, it's early. It's only 5:22 p.m. This is no fun. It's better when it's like 3 in the morning.
Oh.
But okay, what am I doing?
So page 56.
Page 56. This book is not. I only use it to make my bed higher. 56.
Is that an excuse for owning the book in the first place?
It's a big book. Okay, let me see what I got here. You want to do by paragraph, or how do you want to do this?
Yeah. How does the page look?
Well, there's a picture. There's a temple to the gods, the new kingdom, restored glory.
Let's just use the picture.
Oh, the picture. Okay. All right. Which picture would you like? Would you like this guy, or would you like this picture?
That's in Iran, or how is that? No.
It looks like it's Petra, but I don't think it is. It's one of these places where the guys actually end up drilling into the mountain and living in it.
Oh.
That's what it looks like. Without going too further, let me see. Temples to the gods. Looks like it's Egypt.
Temples of the gods.
Hatshepsut.
Yeah.
Hatshepsut. Don't know.
Let's use that.
Which one?
Temples of the gods.
Temples of the gods. Here we go. Very good. Who starts?
You start if you ask.
Oh, I'm starting. Okay. Well, the only temples of the gods I could possibly think of was when I was a kid. I'm a person of Jewish faith, or born Jewish, or whatever, however you want to put that. And for my bar mitzvah, which is when you're 13 years old, you become a man. And for most of the Americans who don't know that much Hebrew, the only time you ever get to hear Hebrew or any of that stuff would be in temple, which is a once a week occasion, if less, if not. And my bar mitzvah, my speech was, of course, in Hebrew, and I was a rotten student. I was supposed to be going to the rabbi for weeks beforehand, being tutored in my Torah portion, and I thought it would be a lot more fun to hang out with my friends smoking cigarettes behind the temple. So when it came to the actual day of my bar mitzvah, it really didn't matter because there's nobody in the audience. They're all my friends and stuff, and my parents and friends, and they didn't know enough Hebrew to be able to know if I was doing it or not. But afterwards, my Uncle Nathan comes up to me, and he goes like this. He pulls my ear, and he goes, "That was very interesting interpretation of the way that that's supposed to go." This might have been my first improvisational scene.
So you just improvised through your bar mitzvah?
Yeah, Lenny, listen, this is the only way you can get through the portion. Just, you know what? Smoke your cigarettes. Just go in there and wing it.
Wing it. It's all a matter of appearance.
Yeah. Mom and Dad, your mom and dad are not going to know what you're doing. They're not going they don't know enough to know. I mean, your parents as strict as mine is.
So that's your best advice? I've just been so nervous. Not like you, I've actually studied.
Sorry about
I
that.
just can't get these words. I can't remember them.
It's like another language.
Well, they are another language.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
reading the ingredients of a pack of cigarettes. I mean, it's all rubbish to me.
Why don't you just do that? Why don't you just go in there and read the ingredients of a cigarette package? Only do it like maybe put like nah at the end of every word or
Nah,
every couple of words. Say, you know what I
nicotine,
mean?
nah.
Right. The Sergeant General nah says that cigarette smoking nah is bad for your nah health, something like that.
I just feel like an imposter.
Yeah, me
It's
too. But
Sullivan. It's man. I mean, I'm well. You were 13. I'm converting as an adult,
right.
and
Sometimes people who are adults get into this stuff even more than the ones who just, I'm just obligated. So I'll get through it however I can get through it. You know what I mean? It's like you've got like a reason, you know?
yeah, I mean, the philosophy of all the Jewish scholars is amazing,
Yeah.
and they never agree, and they
Well,
still agree somehow, and then they don't agree anyway. But
well,
it's
okay.
not like the Catholic Church. Basically,
Well,
the Pope says
imagine.
this is rule, and everybody just shuts up.
I don't know about that, but imagine this, right? You get together, you go to a party, right? And you happen upon some sort of a conversation, right? And every single person there has a different opinion. So either you listen or you don't. So it's better to listen. So you listen to everybody's opinion and then you make your own opinion. That's kind of what I think that the rabbi scholars did. Like they were all just kind of hanging out and they were discussing all the different points of view and they wrote it down and said, you know what? Let somebody else read it afterwards and figure out what it means to them.
Actually, I was wondering, why is there no cigarettes mentioned in the Bible?
Well,
Or actually,
actually,
when they did this big, what's it called?
sacrifices.
Yeah, with the mirror and the smoke stuff, would they get a bit high, maybe?
Oh, with the mirror and the smoke. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, that's something else. I know what you're talking about. When they put in a mirror, right? They would put up a mirror and then you would stand next to it and you would smoke. I think that's the actual words that it says in the Bible. It says, thou hast found themselves, thou hast found thyself in a place of a mirror, looking as they smoked their cigarettes. Listen, I didn't read it, okay? I faked my way through it. I don't know what it says.
Nah. Well, you're telling me you're the wrong. Well, that's not the part of the advice I was asking for from you. It's anyway.
You want to get through it, right?
Yeah,
You want to get through it.
yeah.
Take my advice. Take my advice. Just, look at something and fake your way through the Torah portion. And then when the rabbi says, what do you think that means? Right? You just kind of go into your explanation about, well, my Torah portion like is like
Oh,
people fishing, where some
Oh,
people fish and they use a fly on the end of their line, and other people fish and they have earthworms, or I don't know, whatever subject that what subject means a lot. What would you like to talk about if someone says, like, what's the metaphor there?
the metaphor. Well, I've never been strong in metaphors, to be honest.
It's just
It,
like.
and to be honest, all the metaphors you use is fishing.
Yeah, but it's just like, it's like, when you do that on the computer, you say like, it's like.
Oh, it's like, yeah. So
Like.
so are you?
Yeah. Joey.
Well, I think I could use the metaphor about how the fish is fighting back.
Let me see if I can. You throw out the fish, you throw out the pole, and then you catch the fish, and then you start pulling on it. Yeah.
So
uh,
you
yeah.
give out an argument, and someone catches and think they will agree with you, and then you start pulling them in, and then they will resist. They will come with objections. Can that be right?
No. No, that's good. That's good. All right, let's practice. Let's practice, okay? Let's say okay, you've gotten through your Torah portion, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
did gibberish or something, I don't know, whatever, right? And then the rabbi, I'll be the rabbi. I said, like, so, Lenny, what did you learn from your Torah portion today?
Well, I learned that if I speak a word of wisdom, then someone would be thinking they agree with me. They will like take my bait. And then when I start to explain what I really mean, they will start to resist. They will have objections. But then I slowly pull them in. But then I need to give a little bit of line, because if I pull them too fast, they'll get hysterical and they might jump off the hook. So I need to give them a bit of line, agree a bit with them with the objections, and then I can slowly pull them in. And then before they actually know it, I'll have my net ready and say, now you're one of us.
I think it's great. And, and just throw in a couple of Abraham said, or, Noah said,
Oh,
and you're good.
cool. Great. That gives me a big lot of relief.
Yeah. You know
Actually,
what
I
else?
think you have something on your hook there.
I wasn't even paying attention. Oh, look at this. I think I got a trout.
Oh,
You know what else is really great about that?
no.
When you get through, you can say, I'm a man. Give me a good drink of wine or something.
Sounds good.
Oh
Oh,
my God. Look, I got a trout. I got a trout. Bring over the pail. Bring over the pail. Bring over the
yeah,
pail.
I'm ready.
Oh, what'd you do? You knocked the fish back into the water.
Oh, sorry about that. I was. You should
You
have
know what
used
they
me.
say about fishing?
You're going to tell me.
Abraham said, when you go fishing, it's not that you get the fish, it's that you be with friends while you're fishing, or something like
That
that.
sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
You want another beer?
Yeah.
There you go.
Cheer.
Don't tell your mom and dad.
And scene.
Shoo.
Oof. Thanks.
Nice.
Nice.
I might have
Interesting.
talked too much.
Hmm?
I might have talked too much.
Oh, no. Well, don't know. But it's interesting. Actually, I was into learning about, there's a Jewish storytelling tradition. Well, first, let me tell you, I was in Israel some years ago, and the day I arrived in Israel was the day of where they dress up something with Esther, and
Oh, Purim.
yeah, and the first Jewish man with traditional
Peyote.
thing, he was
Right.
drunk. He was really
Right.
drunk. But yeah, I came into Jerusalem and Purim, and everyone was dressed up. And
Wow, what a great time. The we make the joke that Purim is for yeshiva bocher is for non-drinkers, uh, the non-professional drinkers. They don't know how to drink, right?
oh,
It's like, I don't know, let's drink something. So like, they drink like, a thing of Iraq
oh,
or absinthe,
oof.
right? And then
Yeah.
after that, they'll have like, they don't know how to order a top bar booze, so they'll drink like, some sweet, frilly mint liqueur or something on it, that. But
Yeah,
yeah.
it's apparently it's a drinking feast or whatever.
Okay, what it actually says in the book is that you should be in an altered state of consciousness where you don't know the difference between the bad guy and the good guy. That's
Oh,
actually what it says.
oh, that's
That's
what.
actually what it says.
Well, what I was starting to tell about is that as a storytelling tradition from old times, how they would retell the biblical stories
Yeah,
and color them out, make them broad. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. That's it's basically a storytelling tradition.
yeah,
It's one story after another.
one story after another. Yeah. So
Cool
are you
beans. All
fishing?
right.
Huh?
Huh?
Are you fishing?
Am I fishing?
Yeah, in real life.
I haven't fished in a long time. If only we did the stuff that we talk about in our improvs. You know what I mean? We would have a real life. I haven't fished. I haven't had a slice of pizza. I haven't. Why does everybody always have to have pizza? There's got to be at least a pizza in every scene.
Oh, oh. No, my last scene had porridge, but that
Oh,
was.
porridge. That's a good one. Hi, my buddy Forger. Have you met Forger?
Oh.
Porridge is good. Porridge is good.
Mm.
Forger does an amazing thing. If I put my hand on his back, he will start like getting lower, like he's a boat, or like he just kind of lands in the water, and they'll put his paw out, and then the other paw out, and then he'll be relaxed. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I've never seen any other animal do that.
Yeah.
It's like they
And
have to
then
like,
immediately when you turn your attention away from him he will
boom,
be up again. Yeah.
right, right for you. He only gets up when I'm doing stuff, and only when it's being recorded.
Oh,
He's a pretty good
he's a
boy.
dog for attention.
It's unbelievable. He knows when he's getting his close up, don't you? You know when you're getting your close up? No,
How long have you had him?
a while. He's an old boy. He's a grandpa.
Oh,
Anyway, all right, that was cool.
yeah, it
So
was.
you could take, there are a billion chunks of this thing. You could put 5 of these things up.
Yeah. And so, as you're my guest, my usual question is, why are you still doing improv? Or what
Why
do you
am I?
like? Or what do you like about improv?
What do I like about improv? Okay, you're talking to a person of a certain age. So when you speak to people of certain ages who've been doing this stuff for a while, that's an unfair question.
So why do you still do it?
It's all inertia. I don't know how to stop.
Oh.
I've been doing it for over 40 years. I don't know how to stop.
Oh.
Why do you do it?
Oh, it's the intensity of the moment when we do scenes.
Yeah.
It's a good get away from daily life
Yeah.
thing. And yeah, during these video Zoom things to get to meet people and get
This
different,
is very true. This is
uh,
very, very true.
very, yeah, I mean, a lot of different people and also a lot of different improv styles, different energy from people.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's sort of like our little grotto, our little town, our little performances to our, 5 people who paid $5, and believe me, they got their money's worth, has now turned into a worldwide thing where it's like everybody has discovered that we've all learned it in different ways, and yet a lot of it's the same damn thing. What is it? Because it's really, you know what I mean? It's like it all kind of comes from the foremothers. I didn't say forefathers, foremothers, right? Neva Boyd and Viola Spolin and all those folks. And then
no, now I want to hear the two other names.
you want to hear 2 other names? Paul Sills.
Pause. But they are like in a line. Neva Boyd was before Viola
That's
Spolin,
correct.
and Sills is the son of
That's
Viola
correct.
Spolin.
That's correct. And I will chutzpahdik mio. I'll just throw it in there. Um, I was in a group in the 70s called Second Sight Theater Lab,
Oh,
and my director was Christopher Applegate III. And unfortunately, maybe you'll put this up on Facebook, he'll see it and want to correct me. Come on, Christopher, come on and correct me. But he doesn't seem to be very communicative with me after all those years. I finally found him, but he doesn't want to respond so much. But it's interesting parallel that in the 1970s, there was a whole history going on in Chicago, another history going on in Canada, another history going on in the West Coast. We were in Philadelphia, and I have no idea how he developed what he developed. Did he know about these other things? Did it just come? I mean, I know from what I understand, it was very logical, which is that we had a Shakespeare troupe and we were losing our shirt. So Christopher came into a rehearsal once and said, okay, we have to do something because it's either we disband completely or we cut out half the troupe because I can't pay this many actors, So we all kind of came to this conclusion. Well, I said, what's the most expensive thing? Props and costumes. Okay. So, you know what? Instead of having props and costumes, I'll put a sign on that says the castle. And I'll stand upstage with a little sign saying the castle. Done.
yeah.
So, okay. So what, well, you have to sit on a chair. Okay, so we'll put a chair on stage. Well,
Mm.
no, you probably should put more than one chair. All right, so let's put like, I don't know, let's say one less body than chairs. Did I
Mm.
say that right, or was the opposite? So in other words, there are enough chairs there that everybody can sit down except for one, because it's a really rotten stage picture to have everybody sitting on a chair. Great. So then after the scene, what are you going to do? You got chairs on the stage. I don't know. Someone will have to strike the chairs. Don, we don't have money to pay someone to strike the chairs. All right, so each actor will strike their own chairs. Okay. And that's how we know that the scene is over? I, you get the idea.
Yeah, and it's what I found was well, sometimes stuff is invented at the same time, and you think, oh, this is the same, but they maybe had a common influence. What I was reading, I was reading about psychodrama, which
Okay.
is a guy called Moreno in the 1920.
Okay.
He did like, and his argument is that children do role plays. In a
Right.
certain age, they do role plays, and then they unlearn it. And when you watch kids around 3, 4, 5 years, they do role play.
Yes, they do.
And that's very interesting too.
And then as they get older, they get like ashamed of it or not encouraged
Yeah,
to
so
do
we're
so,
basically redoing the role play stuff.
of being
So
heroes.
that was his argument to do it and use it in therapy. That was
Yeah.
psychodrama as a therapy thing. But when you read Keith Johnston's one of his book,
Right.
it's basically the
Right.
same. Children do role play, and we unlearn it. We need to get back there.
Yeah.
And then I was actually reading that they referred to John Dewey, or Dewey.
I don't know that one.
Well, he's in learning therapy, not therapy, but learning theories. It's learning by doing.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
apparently, he was introducing some improvisation in his stuff, and that's before a lot of the.
So
But
then when Viola and Neva kind of came up with the idea of like, it's not really therapy. I mean, it can be used as therapy, but it's basically what makes you feel good is to play. So if we can get
yeah,
back to be our
yeah,
3-year-old selves and play, then that's I think where that sits.
yeah, and children in some age has a naivety that they are able to let
Exactly.
go of their inner
Exactly.
resistance
How do we get back to the garden?
to the garden. Oh yeah,
Music
yeah,
cue.
yeah,
Music cue. All right, my dear boy. I need to go in a few minutes. It's
yeah,
been
yeah.
such a pleasure.
It's been
We should do it
interesting
again.
talking to you. I'll stop the recording.
Feel free to put all that up. You can put all of it up there.
Thanks. Bye bye world.